Good evening to each and every one of you, and thank you sincerely for joining me today. What I am about to discuss with you carries significant implications for your financial security, your emotional well-being, and how you plan the months and years ahead. Before we dive into the details, allow me to share a brief story that may resonate deeply with your own experience. Just last week, I received a heartfelt message from a 72-year-old pensioner named Margaret. She has been receiving the age pension for nearly 10 years now, and like so many of you, she budgets with meticulous care, accounting for every single dollar that enters and leaves her account. Margaret told me she had been hearing rumors everywhere, on Facebook, from her friends at the local community center, and even from a neighbor over the back fence, all suggesting that January 2026 would bring a significant age pension increase. Yet despite all this chatter, she was terrified because nobody could give her a straight answer about whether she would actually receive more money or whether she would once again be left behind by a system that often feels indifferent to individual struggles. Welcome to our channel, your trusted source for accurate, up-to-date information specifically designed for Australian seniors navigating the complexities of pensions, government benefits, and retirement planning. We are committed to cutting through the confusion and providing you with clear, practical guidance that empowers you to make informed decisions about your financial future. Our mission is to ensure that no Australian senior feels lost or overlooked when it comes to understanding their entitlements, and we are honoured to have you as part of our growing community of informed retirees who refuse to be left in the dark. That fear and uncertainty that Margaret expressed is precisely why we are having this conversation today. The reality facing seniors in Australia who are living on the age pension is often one of quiet struggle. Many pensioners are forced to make impossible choices between heating their homes and buying nutritious food, between filling essential prescriptions and paying rising utility bills. The cost of living crisis has hit Australian seniors particularly hard, with many reporting that they regularly skip meals, avoid turning on air conditioning during extreme heat, and delay necessary medical treatments simply because they cannot afford the out-of-pocket expenses. This is the harsh reality for hundreds of thousands of older Australians who built this nation through decades of hard work and sacrifice. Yes, there is indeed a January 2026 age pension increase coming, and this is welcome news. However, here is the bold truth that most media headlines will not tell you upfront: not everyone will receive the same increase. Some pensioners will see a noticeable rise in their fortnightly payments. Others will experience very little change whatsoever. And some pensioners, despite their hopes and expectations, will see no increase at all. By the time you finish reading this, I want you to understand exactly where you stand, what Centrelink examines when determining your payment, why two pensioners living in neighboring houses can end up with vastly different outcomes, and most importantly, what steps you can take right now to protect every dollar you are rightfully entitled to receive. Let us examine what is actually happening in January 2026. Every year, the age pension undergoes review and adjustment, but the January indexation period is particularly significant. This upcoming change is directly tied to inflation, cost of living pressures, and wage growth across Australia. If you have felt that groceries, electricity, rent, insurance premiums, and even basic medical costs have been quietly creeping upward month after month, you are certainly not imagining things. The government recognizes that seniors and pensioners feel these increases first and feel them most severely, which is precisely why the age pension is indexed to keep pace with rising costs. However, indexation does not mean a flat, uniform increase for everyone. It is a formula-based adjustment that interacts with your personal income, your assessable assets, your relationship status, and even whether you are renting or own your home outright. The January 2026 increase is calculated using a combination of the Consumer Price Index, the Pensioner and Beneficiary Living Cost Index, and male total average weekly earnings. In plain English, Centrelink is attempting to measure whether the cost of living has risen sufficiently to justify a pension increase and whether pension payments are keeping reasonable pace with average wages. Once that increase is calculated at the national level, it is then tested against your individual circumstances, and that is where the distinction between those who benefit significantly and those who see little change becomes apparent. Full-rate age pensioners, particularly single pensioners, are expected to benefit most proportionally from this adjustment, especially those with little to no assessable income and assets below the relevant thresholds. When you are receiving the full rate, every indexation increase flows directly to you without being reduced by the income or assets test. For many single pensioners who rely almost entirely on the pension, even a modest fortnightly increase can make a genuine difference when it comes to paying bills, purchasing medication, or simply having a small financial buffer for unexpected expenses. Couples on the full rate will also see an increase, though historically, and this appears to be the case for January 2026, the single rate often receives a slightly higher proportional adjustment in recognition of the higher per-person living costs that singles face. Beyond the age pension itself, Australian seniors should be aware of the various government programs and benefits designed to provide additional support. The Commonwealth Seniors Health Card offers substantial savings on prescription medicines through the Pharmaceutical Benefits Scheme, along with bulk billed doctor visits and various state-based concessions. Rent assistance provides crucial supplementary payments for eligible pensioners who rent privately or through community housing, and this assistance is particularly valuable given how unaffordable the rental market has become in many parts of Australia. The Pensioner Concession Card unlocks discounts on utilities, public transport, council rates, and motor vehicle registration across all states and territories. Home care packages through My Aged Care provide in-home support services that enable seniors to remain living independently in their own homes for longer. The Pension Loan Scheme allows eligible seniors to access equity in their homes to supplement their income, providing additional financial flexibility for those who need it. Part-rate pensioners, those receiving a reduced pension due to income or assets above certain thresholds, may technically see an increase in the maximum pension rate but not actually receive more money in their bank accounts. This is one of the most frustrating aspects of the system. As the maximum rate increases, the income and assets test thresholds do not always move at the same pace, meaning the increase can be effectively offset. Pensioners who are already close to the cut-off points or who have recently lost eligibility due to assets or income changes may not benefit from the January 2026 increase at all. Self-funded retirees who rely on the Commonwealth Seniors Health Card rather than the age pension will not see a pension increase, though they may benefit indirectly through other concessions and threshold adjustments. What should you do right now as January 2026 approaches? First and foremost, ensure your Centrelink details are completely accurate and current. Check your recorded income, assets, relationship status, accommodation details, and bank balances, because Centrelink assesses you based on what appears in the records, not what you intended to report. Even honest mistakes can cost you money. If you are close to a threshold, consider seeking independent financial advice from someone who understands the age pension rules, as small adjustments made legally and ethically can sometimes improve your position over time. Keep watching official Centrelink communications rather than relying solely on social media posts or word of mouth, because misinformation spreads quickly when people are anxious about money. You do not need to apply for the January 2026 increase if you are eligible, as it is applied automatically, but you must respond promptly if Centrelink requests updated information. The January 2026 age pension increase is real and it is coming, but it is not uniform. It rewards some more than others and leaves some unchanged. Understanding your situation and staying informed is the best way to protect your financial well-being. Share this information with someone who might be worried or confused, because no pensioner should be left guessing about their income. Together, through information and support, we can navigate this complex system and ensure every Australian senior receives the support they deserve.